New Year's Eve is supposed to wash the past away, but some things don't leave when the year changes. In a quiet town in Oregon, a 19-year-old boy named Ethan decided to spend New Year's alone. His parents were out of town, his friends were partying elsewhere, and he wanted silence. Just him, fireworks on TV, and a fresh start after a rough year. At exactly 11:30 p.m., someone knocked on the door. Ethan wasn't expecting anyone. When he opened it, he found a small wooden box sitting on the porch. No note, no sender, just a tag tied with black string that read, "For a better year." Confused, Ethan brought it inside. The box felt warm, almost like it had been sitting in someone's hands moments ago. Inside was an old digital clock, scratched screen, cracked plastic, the kind people threw away years ago. The time on it was wrong. It showed 12:07 a.m. Ethan laughed to himself. "Great gift," he muttered, setting it on the table. But as midnight approached, the clock began to tick louder. Tick, tick, tick. At 11:59 p.m., the TV suddenly turned off. The lights dimmed, and the clock screen glitched, numbers rolling fast, then stopping. 12 a.m. The clock beeped once. The room went ice cold. Ethan's phone buzzed with a notification from a number he didn't recognize. "Happy New Year, Ethan." His chest tightened. No one should have known he was alone. Then the clock spoke. Not a beep, not a ring. A voice, low, broken, whispering from inside the plastic. "You wasted another year." Ethan stumbled back, knocking over a chair. He unplugged the clock, but it kept ticking. Memories flooded his mind, moments he tried to forget. The night last year when his best friend Ryan begged him not to drive drunk. Ethan ignored him. Ryan never made it home. The clock screen changed again. Now it showed a date, January 1st, 2018, the year Ryan died. The voice returned. "I was made to remember." Ethan suddenly understood. The clock wasn't new, it was evidence. Years ago, the town dumped confiscated items from unsolved cases into storage, items tied to guilt, regret, and death. One worker, a grieving father who lost his son to a drunk driver, began building something, a device meant to trap the weight of unfinished remorse. He died before destroying it, and the clock kept doing what it was designed to do, finding people who ran from their past. The clock began counting down, 60 seconds. Ethan screamed, begging, apologizing, promising to change, but the voice only replied, "New Year's don't forgive, people do." When the countdown hit 0, the clock went silent, the lights came back on, the TV flickered, Ethan was gone. The next morning, police found the house empty. No signs of struggle, just an old digital clock on the table. Reset. This time, it displayed a new date, December 31st, 2020, waiting. Because the past doesn't disappear at midnight, it waits for the next year and the next person. New Year is supposed to mean fresh starts, loud laughter, countdowns, and fireworks lighting up the sky. But in a small town near Chicago, one New Year became the reason an entire bridge was sealed forever. The story is usually told by locals in a quiet voice, especially when the clock gets close to midnight. It began with a boy named Evan Miller, 19 years old, excited for New Year's Eve. His family had recently moved to the town, and Evan didn't know many people yet. That night, instead of staying home, he decided to explore the city alone, hoping to feel less lonely when the new year arrived. At exactly 11:40 p.m., Evan reached an old pedestrian bridge near the river. It was decorated with faded lights and leftover banners from past celebrations. No one else was there. No music, no countdown, just wind and the sound of water below. That's when he noticed something strange. Someone was standing at the center of the bridge. A man wearing a torn party jacket holding a broken clock in his hands. The clock had stopped at 12. The man smiled and said calmly, "Waiting for the new year too?" Evan nodded, uneasy. The man's eyes looked hollow, like he hadn't slept in years. The man continued, "People think New Year's about moving forward, but some of us never get to." Before Evan could reply, fireworks exploded in the distance. Midnight arrived. The man suddenly dropped the clock. It shattered. The bridge lights flickered and Evan felt the temperature drop. The man's face changed. Burn marks appeared on his skin, his smile twisting into pain. In a shaking voice, the man said, "I died right here, last New Year. Years ago." The man had been a street performer, celebrating alone on the bridge. Drunk teenagers had lit illegal fireworks as a prank. One firework exploded too close, sending him over the railing into the freezing river. No one stopped, no one helped. The countdown drowned his screams. Now every New Year, his spirit returned. Trapped at the moment, time forgot him. The man stepped closer to Evan. "You're the first one who stayed," he whispered. "That means you remember me." The bridge began to shake. Evan ran. Behind him, the man screamed, not in anger, but desperation. The sound echoed through the river as the bridge cracked and collapsed inward. Evan barely escaped as part of the structure fell into the water. By morning, the bridge was gone. Officials called it structural failure. Fireworks were banned near the river. But every New Year since then, witnesses claim they hear a countdown near the water. And right at midnight, a broken clock ticking from beneath the river. Waiting for someone else to stay, waiting for someone else to remember.